Guys, we are back with the final episode of Let's Build a Shogun Village, and just basically do a walkthrough now of what we had accomplished with this. At least final episode for now. As you can see, we're getting the high complexity area message. Pretty much getting this all the way around. But we remember when we first started, we're taking this fence from Log Cabin and putting in some roof elements to it and making up a new fence for Shogun Village. Fence slash wall, pretty much what Dizzle was calling it. Then we added these corner pieces to make the turns, like that little element. I tried my best to go all the way around. I had to take some out because of the message and other things that I wanted to put in. Was going behind this, but I took that out. I'll go all the way around first. There's the area here where it was coming up the hill and down the hill. So actually this kind of looks better than what was there, to be honest. I did want to put a watchtower right here. Actually, the new... and I'll be putting all the links to the tutorials in the description, but the little palace tower, I want to put one of those on each side here. But we did not get to it because of the message. And then I like this. I learned some things from this build as well as I did from Log Cabin. It's kind of nice how you keep learning as you each build. I had brought this the fence off the actual structure here from the dojo, and I did the same on this side. Then I actually kind of like this look better, where the building kind of acts as part of the fence or wall. So I'm going to do that, utilize that in any potential future builds that we put a fence like this in. And then I was trying to implement this by bringing in, this is actually another blueprint. I only wanted to use two, the Palace Tower and then the Grand Palace. But I ended up bringing up this one because of limited space or memory. My version of it's actually a little bit larger. It's wider as well as it's deeper. And you'll see that here shortly. But after I put this structure in, that's basically when, for sure, I was getting the message, for the most part, all the way around. If I go inside here, see right there, it pops up. So I like how it breaks up the wall a little bit, and I wanted to do that a little bit more over here in front. But could not do that. Hopefully in the future we can. But let's go inside. This was the main path right here. You can see I was doing a border around each little block here. It's halfway raised. I like the look it was giving. The intent was to go on the inside all the way around with it. And we did have some of it in. And then we had to take it out once we started receiving the message. At that point, it was pick and choose basically what you want in. And I really wanted to get that restaurant in. And you'll see that at the end. It's probably the last structure we'll go over. And then here, I was trying to bring in like a Japanese style where they gardens where they have these raised wooden paths going around. So I kind of did that on both sides. Thought that was pretty cool. And then I came up with one of the first structures we did was this, what I'm calling a little palace. And there's two versions of it. This is the first one. This is using full walls from Shogun Village. And then we brought in the design that we did with little cabins of putting in a bed, because at the time, villagers were not going in and out of the doors. So that's why I came up with this as well, because I was not a fan of using the red door on every structure. Those that are right there. I try to create this, like, if the door was slit open, like you see in some of these Japanese homes, and that's why you get this little gap right there, and it's popped out from the structure. So I thought that was pretty cool. We utilized that on this, what Dizzle was calling these are watchtowers. You can put beds in here, or you can put machines, storage, whatever you would like to put in here. But I think one of the unique things with this particular structure is the opening that it leaves. Sometimes the embers or the smoke will go up in there, and it raises up through that opening, and you can't see it right now, but this glows at night, that little opening that I left, as well as you can see the smoke in there. It's pretty cool. And then I have two versions. I did not do a tutorial on this, but this is what Dizzle was calling his gazebos. This one I was just experimenting with this particular piece where if you put 4 of them together, obviously it makes a thicker post, but at the same time it rounds it off up top, going all the way around. The downside of doing that is you can't then put in the cross beams like I have on the other one. I'll go show you that now. And the other side is for the most part the same structures. The exception is with this one, I was experimenting with the this little stove here. That's with the Shogun, and basically trying to create, like you would see in some of those restaurants where you take off your shoes and it's a step down, and then you sit down right there and you kind of like dangle your feet. That's what I was trying to implement there. And we kind of brought that in the restaurant. You'll see that. This is just another Watchtower. The difference with this one here is I did not do this in tutorial, but I added these the cross beams. You can see them here. It looks a little bit better. I felt that it was missing something, and I just kind of looked up, and then I'm like looking at the roof structure over here from the Grand Palace. You could see they have them in. So I brought those in there. As well as I brought them in this gazebo. This gazebo doesn't have the thicker posts, but you are able then to put the cross beams in. And then for those remember Log Cabin, we had Dizzle's storage sheds. This is basically the Shogun version. You can put machines in here, or you can put a chest in here. The chest would kind of look like this. I didn't do a complete 6 in here, but you can put 6 of these. And it looks kind of cool with Shogun, the way the light shines through on these. And then this is what Dizzle is calling Little Palace 2. Again, from bringing in Log Cabin, we did a little log cabin with half walls. And I totally missed that Shogun had a half wall. I'm not sure if it came in with the update. When I was scrolling through pieces, I realized it was there, and had to see if we can do one of these, and we could. So I like those. Again, you can put villagers in here, you can put machines in here for yourself, or just for, depending how you're playing, for decoration. Another structure. And again, this is the blueprint. If I were to have space, I'd probably, again, bring in mine, because it would go a little bit further out. It would fill the space more. As well as then, if you're going to utilize this as an actual functional village, mine has more storage capability. And then we're coming off a little, this deck that I put in from the restaurant. Originally I was going to do it on both sides, but then I felt we needed more storage for functionality for the village. But I actually like the deck off the restaurant like this. It has room for more tables, chairs. Again, the path was supposed to, this path right here was supposed to go all the way around. We took it out. Especially when we started building the restaurant, I had to. Dizzle's Fire Pit version for Shogun. I know some had liked the one I was doing in the log cabin. There is a tutorial on this on one of the blacksmiths. How we, little lag spike there, on how we do this. I actually like using the ancient bricks with this one because of the broken up pieces. I think it works well with the fire pit. And then bringing in a little bit of roof elements. This is the wall pieces and roof pieces combined together to make this. And then on this side, I wanted to bring more of the little palaces. Again, for either storage, how we have it in there, or you could put machines in there. More beds if you need to. If you're playing with other people and you need more places to sleep, you can basically take all that out and make it into a bedroom for somebody. Wasn't sure if I was going to go with doors on each side instead of the main section, but I ended up doing it. It actually works out because if there was times I wanted to go out this way, this was prior to this. The fence was going around this, but obviously you can go out right here. Kind of defeats the purpose. It's about to get dark. I don't want to do the walkthrough in the at nighttime, so I'll wrap this first part of it up right here with the gong, and then we'll come back when Dizzle has more light. But again, just deciding with what I wanted to put in and not put in once we started receiving the message. I had built this structure. You can kind of see the light shining through right there. I have a lamp on each side, but I wanted to hide them. So kind of made the gong structure a little bit more thicker. Beefed it up a little bit, if that's the right word to use. And then I hit it. And then we'll end. Actually, we have some time. We've got some daylight. We'll end with this structure here. This is what Dizzle was calling his, again, the starter palace that was over there. This is Dizzle's version of the starter palace with the blacksmith. Again, we brought in the fire pit. There's your stone grinder, the anvil, and the water decoration piece, like you would cool off the metal. The smelters here, storage for your metals. And then over here, I put more storage in. I was using this for bright core because you would need that for the metals. Put a little like trellis in the back of this one. And the other updated blacksmith, I have a whole, did kind of like a lighting feature, kind of like how I did with this, with the gong. I did a different lighting structure in that one using candles. And then again, you'll see on the inside, storage. We have plenty of storage in here. This is where I was putting my higher tier weapons, but I moved them. Organizing them by level, pretty much. You have your crafting bench on this side with storage. And then your essence table on this side with storage. Again, you can see it's wider, not much wider, but it's a little bit wider and deeper. So you can fit more stuff in here. And this one I raised. Again, you don't have to build this in the tutorial. You would just follow the steps to build the structure if you didn't like it raised. But if you do like it raised, then you're going to get even more room for... But my mindset was just using it for more machines. You can have the gem cutter down here. You have the lumber mill with some storage on both sides. Some more in here. And then for chests, we have the grand chest on this side, and then I have 6 of the starter chest on this side. And then over here would be for whatever you want, if you were to build this tutorial. Alright guys, I'm going to wait for it to become daylight, and then we'll finish off this walkthrough. And then here in the courtyard, I'll be the first to admit, it doesn't really look like a Japanese courtyard. I was kind of experimenting with something here that I really want to do on the next build, the next Let's Build series. And I think we're going to be able to pull it off because there's some new pieces that came in that are definitely going to help. But I was trying to go for, again, bring in the look from the beginning, when you first enter, with the raised wooden paths. And then again, I wanted to try and bring in some raised stone paths around it. And the reason why I went with the berries, these raspberries, because of the pink. If I had the ability to put in a cherry blossom, I'd probably put that in the middle instead, and then we would take this out. I don't know what's going on right now, but the day and night cycles are bugging out. Like, night was really fast. But again, over here, I just walled it, basically fenced it off. There's more, like I said, I wanted to put the little palace towers on each side over here. There's definitely room for more, but with the message we stopped. And again, if you can envision that path was supposed to be going all the way around. And this was my pretty much in mind of probably bringing in like one non-functional building. This was pretty much the dojo. I really wanted to put a dojo in here. And this is a look how the fence comes off the structure. I thought that was pretty cool. Again, in the future, I think I'm going to do more of that instead. But again, put a little little porch. Added it there as well, and you know, basically, you saw this in the beginning. Just enough. And you come into the dojo. I wanted to have the look of 2 mats, and at the time that we were doing this, it was when the update came in, and they gave us new pieces, smaller pieces. And this is basically the smaller tatami piece going all the way around. Because the other tatami piece actually had the gray border. And I didn't want that because it would make it look even more busy. So this actually worked out really well with the timing of that piece. And then the back area here is my training area. This is the area where you do like your katas or sparring with another person. That was the intent of creating this space. And this space would be for training for like your crossbow. Either use target practice or the training dummies. Some storage in here. And I brought some more a little bit in the inside. This is where I was putting my arrows. But again, you can see the fence utilized in a structure. This looks really well. Looks really cool. Worked out really well. The corners. And again, with the fence we brought over from the log cabin with the roof element on top. And actually in the side. This is the Shogun piece as well. We didn't use that in the log cabin. And then we went to, I originally had ancient floor in here. We took that out. Forgot that Shogun had this darker floor, floor, the Suji floor, if that's how you pronounce it. And I like how it reflects the light. See it on the floor. These were changing booths that I made, where you change in and out of your gi. I really like the candles with Shogun. Added more candles in here. One in each little cubby. And here's the storage. I had to decorate it a little bit, so you know, an area where you'd have some tea with your sensei, his desk to do your grades, little storage in the back. Up top, not a whole lot of room, so it just made it as it'd be an area where you would relax, drink your tea, collect your thoughts. Just kind of a little lookout. And then the last structure we'll move on to is the restaurant. That was part functional, part non-functional. Again, here, remember I told you we were wanting to bring in the step down again. You can see it a little bit better in here than with the different flooring. Again, this is that the new tatami piece going around. I like that look better. And then I added these this flooring piece to make it look like there was cushions. Seating for when you're waiting, reception desk. This side I decorated a little bit more just to see how it would look. Got some storage with it if you were to go this route. Or if you were gonna, I did not do a tutorial on this or the dojo, but if I did a tutorial and you were to utilize this, you can utilize this as well as either like this, or if you're playing with other people, each of these can be made into their own rooms. You can use this like your main structure. And then I was trying to bring in the outdoors into the restaurant. So it's why we have put a little bit of a roof structure in here. And then the windows, there's 2 rows of windows, one facing out, one facing in. And then there's candles in between. Most of this is lit up with candles. You can see somewhat of a chandelier up top with candles. There's candles all in between those the windows on both sides. And then this middle piece right here, there's candles in between each piece on each side. And then as well as the I use candles in between the panels and the bar. The bar turned out really nice. I didn't think I was going to be able to get that in, but we did. Brought in another roof element. I used the rounded corner pieces. That's pretty cool that they have those. And then in the back's where pretty much the functionality is. This is where you have your juicer, your oven, your grill, plenty of storage. And then 6 chests. So there you go, guys. I will link everything that I had done tutorials for in the description. Again, I know I did not do tutorials for the gazebos, the restaurant, and the dojo. I didn't do one either for this the courtyard, but I don't really think it needs one. Again, I don't think it fits in really with Shogun, but it worked for me for now. If we get trees later on, I'll come back to it and fix it. A lot of this stuff I'll come back. I know there's room for improvement, and there's things to complete. I did not put flowers in, or berries that I was using as flowers. Like on this side, you can put them in here on each side. I can still do that. I was just trying to be cautious of the high complexity area message. I didn't want to get too crazy and then not be able to finish something. So I just try to bring in what at least I wanted in here that I know for sure after I was, again, removing some stuff, making that decision. But there you go, guys. This is the final episode. What this was calling the final episode for now for Let's Build a Shogun Village. Again, thanks for those that were here from the beginning. Remember, this was a blank slate. If you watched the very first episode, you remember how empty it was. And this is pretty much how it looks now with everything added in. So again, thank you. Thanks for all the support. Thank you for all the subscribes that you've been giving me ever since we started posting these videos. It's much appreciated, and Dizza will see you on the next build.